your original statement was a 20-year-old is a child.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
So are you talking? But now you're talking about their how they look physically. But what about mentally? Is there a mental component there too?
I wouldn't say they're a child. I would say they're just.
When you say phenotype, you mean their body?
Yeah, I think most 20-year-olds look really young.
Do you look? So you look childlike?
No, not me. I mean, okay. I'm the exception.
But hold on. So just to be clear, but actually, let's investigate this. So let's say there's a 30-year-old who has this phenotype that you consider childlike. So a man who's attracted to a 30-year-old with like, perhaps she's not very curvy, perhaps she has like a small breast or a small butt, you would say he's a PDF file for dating a 30-year-old woman, and he's 35?
Yeah.
That's actually
if he's attracted to that phenotype.
Wait, so hold on, just to be clear, like, so you're saying that women.
I wouldn't say he's literally a pedophile.
So just to be clear, you're going to throw women under the bus who are perhaps not developed in the breast or the butt or aren't curvy. You're going to say that they're basically that they aren't deserving of like a relationship, or the men that are attracted to them are PDF files. Really?
No, I'm saying
that's literally what you're saying.
If that's what he's specifically attracted to, if he's attracted to that look. And if he thought that, because a lot of times, like I've worked with people, and like I've worked with this one woman. She was like 27, but she looked like she was 19.
But if you're attracted to short women, say a guy likes short women, you can't just say, "Oh, you're a PDF file," because you like short women. I
don't think you literally
younger people are usually short.
So you're figuratively.
So you're figuratively. I think this is a fair analogy. Let me just ask you a single question. Are you saying then that it's immoral for men who are attracted to those women to date them?
Yeah, like I would not date a man who looks like a teenager if I was a grown woman.
So
even if he was my age.
To you. Hang on. So men who are in relationships with women who love them, who look like this phenotypical expression that you're talking about, the man should leave because he's doing something wrong, right?
No, I don't think he should leave. I just don't think men should be attracted to that in the first place. Like,
then it's not immoral.
It is immoral to be attracted to that specifically.
How is it immoral if you're telling him not to leave?
Because again, like, I don't know how this relationship thrives. If she's actually of age, for all I know, he could have found out.
She's 30 years old, but she just has the phenotypical expression that you would consider to be childlike, and he's attracted to that. Is he and her doing something immoral?
I think.
Are they doing something immoral? Yes or no? Are they doing something immoral?
I think that the man is immoral for being attracted to that and seeking out that phenotype in the first place.
Okay, but they're together now. Is he doing something immoral by being with her?
No, because he knows her.
So then what you're saying is that PDF files, as long as they're with the person who loves them, aren't immoral. That's your logic.
No, because he knows this woman. He knows how old he knows.
Stuff,
can you let me speak? Can you please let me speak? He knows how old she is now.
You dug your hole.
He knows how old she is. He knows her mindset and her level of maturity now. Like it's a relationship. And
so
I'm talking about, like, for example, the example I was trying to give, where I was working with this woman who was 27, but she looked like she was 19, and she gets approached by men, and they're like, "How old are you?" Like, while she looks like a teenager, and they're like, "Oh." She's like, "Oh, I'm 27," and they're like, "Oh, I thought you were like 19." It's like, why
I'm sorry,
are you
you're over here
me
doing
PDF
file apologetics. You're over here saying that men who are with women who look like this phenotype are themselves PDF files and should stay in those PDF files.
If they're attracted to that look,
if you
approached a woman who was
apologizing for PDF files.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm done.
Can we get some more input from the other girls on the panel, like if they agree or if they think the same thing?
Yeah, we'll like open it up on the age gap thing. I do want to continue just a little bit here. I mean, I'm really confused because so you know Sophie Rain. I'm sure you know who she is.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so this is a woman who's fairly curvy, big butt. I don't know if she got some cans, some
sadly,
bazongas. I don't know. She's like 19, but I think she started doing like social media stuff, OF, maybe at 18. I think she's 19 now. Putting aside the fact that she's a sex worker strumpet, you're going to tell me that she's like, she would fit the phenotype of an older woman? So you would prefer men dating her even though she's 19, but she has like a more developed figure, versus like a 35-year-old man, versus a 35-year-old man dating like a 30-year-old woman who's perhaps like not as, maybe her breasts aren't as large, her butt's not as large, she's not as curvy. You think that I'm just trying to understand the logic.
No, I think Sophie Rain looks like younger than what she actually is. Like in the face, she looks 14. Or her body is
now
grown.
it just has to do with
her body
the face?
is grown, but her face looks young. But she's 20, I believe.
She looks her age. I don't know what you're.
She's 20
about.
actually, and
okay, she's 20. Fine.
I mean, what do you?
So which one is worse in your worldview?
Like for example, Jenna Ortega, I think is her name, the Hispanic girl who did the gothic.
Yeah, Jenna Ortega.
Role Wednesday.
So just to be clear, you're gatekeeping, like if a woman just, what if, I mean, that's just her genetics. She's just,
I'm not saying she's ugly. I'm not saying any of that. But if a man is attracted to that specific phenotype, and that's what he usually goes for, then that would probably be signs of.
But even if she's 30 years old?
Wait, hold on, just to be clear.
Again, I'm not going to date a man who's 30 years old but looks like he's 17.
Wait, I have a question
I'm just
for you.
not doing it.
I have a question for you. So when it comes to do you agree that when it comes to childhood nutrition, that's going to have an impact on your development? And there's some countries that have
oh my.
Hold on. There's some countries that have worse childhood nutrition. You'd agree with that? And so this is going to have an impact on, perhaps how they develop, right?
Maybe.
I think
Stop. Hold on. Okay. So just to be clear, I want you to make a statement that men who find women who live in certain countries, who perhaps these are developing countries, they're third world countries, men in those countries who find that body type attractive because, hey, perhaps there's not good nutrition, whatever, that these men across the board in these countries who are not well developed, they're PDF files in this country.
They are not PDF files, but they.
Oh, no. Hold on.
If they're attracted to that specifically, then yes, they are.
What if the majority of
if you know that they're adult women, then you're not a pedophile.
What if the majority of the women in those specific countries have that phenotype? Are the men PDF files?
I mean, no, as long as those women are of age.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, they are of age. They're adult women.
Yeah.
What about?
But they're attracted to the phenotype, which you said indicates that these men are PDF files.
I think that, if that's what their specific type is and that's what attracts them, then yeah.
Okay, so there are certain Asian countries that I can think of where these are developing countries, and because of this, the childhood and throughout their teenage years, the nutrition isn't necessarily there. This is going to perhaps have an impact on their bodily development. When it comes to, for example, height in these countries is lower because it comes down to nutrition, right? Mm-hmm. So, are these men who live in these countries, are they PDF files?
No, because they're dating.
And we can say this about Latin America. We could say certain Latin American countries. We could say this about
those men
certain,
look like children too?
Hold on. We could say this about certain countries in Africa. I just want you to say that the men in these countries are PDF files. Go ahead.
No, they're adult women.
What about runway models?
So then what's the problem? What's the problem with an adult man dating an adult woman and this woman happens to have the phenotype which you think is not developed enough?
It's if you again with the actress Jenna Ortega, right? She literally looks like she's 14, but she's how old is she? I think she's 23. Yeah, I don't know, but
who are you to dictate what a woman is?
I'm not. Now you're gaslighting me. I'm not saying what a woman is.
You're saying that. I'm just trying to understand. So a woman with small breasts, for example, an A or a B cup, you don't think she's deserving of love because of her body type?
I'm not saying that.
I mean, that's kind of what you're getting at.
Because the people that would be more likely to be attracted to her would be...
what Chris donated $200. Ask women to open a pickle jar and...
We already did.
I don't know how that got... I don't even
we
know
already
how
did. She opened it.
I have a question.
Hold on. One sec. It's just you're basically... These... if a woman has an A cup or a B cup, you're just the men who are attracted to her.
It's not about her body type. It's about her face.
You said phenotype.
Yeah, phenotype includes the face.
Can we talk about
it's not just about women who are flat chested.
Wait, so just to be clear, so you'd be let's say there's a 14-year-old who looks like she's 25. You're okay with men being attracted?
If he's attracted to that girl, then he's attracted to what a girl. But if he finds out her age and then that would be pedophilia. Yes.
You're doing some crazy apologetics.
If she looks like a grown woman and he's attracted to the way that she looks,
this is consistent. So what she's saying is consistent. So she's saying this. Okay, and let me just steel man it. You can tell me if I get your position wrong. She's saying if a man is attracted to a phenotype which looks adolescent, then he's a PDF file. That's what you're saying. So you're saying that if a man was attracted to an adolescent who had the development of like a 25-year-old, so he wouldn't know. So he is not a PDF file, right?
Right. If he didn't know her age and he's attracted to the way she looks, then no, that would not be.
Right. So I'm correct, right?
Exactly.
I still made your position correctly?
Yeah.
Okay, so I just have one quick question for you. Do you agree with me, and do you agree with Brian and the men here, and I'm sure every woman here, that if a man were engaged with a woman, okay, who had, he found out was in that age bracket, he didn't know before, that he should leave immediately, even if she had those same phenotypical adolescent, she like phenotypically looked adolescent, but he thought she was 25 or whatever, he should get away immediately if she is actually underage, right? He's doing something wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, great. But if the same man was engaged with a woman who phenotypically had that expression who was 25, you say he should stay. How's that not pedophile or PDF file apologia? Can you explain that to me?
Wait.
Because what you're saying is, you're saying if you are a PDF file and you're engaging in this activity, you should stop immediately, and then you hold a double standard for the same man who's engaging in that same nature of activity by your own admission. So you're apologizing for the PDF file. There's no way around it.
No, because that woman would actually be of age.
Yeah, but he's attracted to that phenotype, which means he's a PDF by your own admission. And if you're saying he should stay with her, then that means you're doing PDF apologia.
Okay, yeah, sure. Actually, I could get behind that. Yeah, he would be.
So you are a PDF apologist. Thank you.